course, the Atlanta Falcons blew out Raheem Morris and their general manager. Well, as expected, another head coach is gone. Have you seen it? And who are you guessing?
I have not, but I will guess it's Todd Bowles.
I would guess it's Kevin Stefanski.
It is Kevin Stefanski. So Stefanski is out in Cleveland, and the insiders have already said he could be a potential fit. He could be kind of a hotter name in New York with the Giants, maybe Tennessee, and then Florio was speculating that Matt LaFleur is not locked back into Green Bay yet, and maybe Stefanski would be of interest there.
If Green Bay fires Matt LaFleur, that's insanity. That's really bad if they do that. But Stefanski's a guy who gets a ton of credit for, he may be one of those guys.
He won 2 Coach of the Years.
He may be one of those guys who's better as a coordinator, too, because his, a lot of the stuff he does with run game design, people think is really, really good. And so, I mean, he could just be a better coordinator. Now, if he takes a head coach job somewhere else, I'm sure he'll get opportunities. This will not be his last head coaching job, I wouldn't think. He just may need to do coordinator rehab program for a year.
They have one? It used to be Saban.
No, I think for a lot of guys around the NFL now, it's just go take a coordinator job in the NFL. Coordinator rehab is good for a lot of college coaches. But, Bill O'Brien did it. Sark did it. They've all got those things. But this is, I would imagine, a better thing for Stefanski to just take an OC job with some contender.
It's a big loss for Cleveland. Big miss, okay? Because he's the only good-looking person in that entire city.
What is up with that? Is he, considered, conventionally attractive?
Yeah. His beard, his facial hair is really good. I don't know what his hair looks like.
I don't either, but, with the hat on, it looks like a bit of a daddy.
I think Jane has called him a zaddy before.
Well, that doesn't take much. It's like John Gruden picking quarterbacks, Jane being like, that person's
I love this guy.
Sportsbetting.ag before the weekend had the over-under on how many coaches would be fired before the Super Bowl.
Before the Super Bowl, and this was when? When did they put it out?
Last week.
Okay, so this would have been before Raheem. So,
5.5.
4.5.
3.5.
Wow.
You could go ahead and take the over on that.
Holy cow.
Schefter said it feels like there will be less this year in terms of the speculation.
I wonder if they had it at 3.5 and we're not thinking Raheem would go.
Yeah, we're always going to be surprised. There's always one surprise.
3.5, man. So you've already got 2.
How many first-year coaches will be fired before the Super Bowl? Over/under is 0.5, and I assume Pete Carroll's first year.
I think Pete Carroll's getting fired.
And real quick, did they count Dayball?
Probably not.
And the Titans guy?
Probably not.
No.
Okay. Yeah, because we're already at 4 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, who else? You got McDaniel in the AFC East as they're bringing in Troy Aikman to advise on the general manager and head coach picks.
Right, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't Troy in that Pittsburgh game just destroy McDaniel and Tua?
I don't remember.
I thought it was them.
He destroyed Caleb Williams. I know that's the guy that he went after this year.
Aaron Glenn as a candidate. What about John Harbaugh? It sounds like Zach Taylor is okay. Tomlin may leave and go into TV, according to Florio, but that would not be a firing.
That would not be a firing.
That'd be done, quote-unquote, the right way. We know that Steichen is back in Indianapolis, of course, with the untouchable general manager, Chris Ballard.
So it sounded like Gannon's going to be given another year. It sounded like Aaron Glenn wouldn't be one and done. So, yeah, I guess at this point we're waiting on Carroll, who's likely out, and then...
I think McDaniel's probably gone. And they said McDaniel could be of interest in Cleveland.
And didn't they think he,
who's his agent?
Weren't they talking about him as though, as soon as Chris Greer got out of the way, they started fighting? And I thought that it felt like they were going to give him one more chance because of how they played down the stretch.
I can't see Aikman being Mike McDonald, he's my guy.
I can't imagine. He seems he wants a tougher guy. Just a more hard-nosed
You would think.
Type. You would think. But I mean,
stereotyping.
It would not stun me if all those guys you mentioned, wind up getting run. I am a little surprised.
Todd Bowles, maybe.
Bowles is the one. I don't think
Bowles is getting fired. it sounds like they're going to give him another shot.
Yeah, I don't think the ownership wants to fire him.
They blame a lot of what happened this year on injuries. They think that, like, oh, you lost all your receivers, and we had Bucky Irvin was out most of the year. What we were supposed to do.
But I mean, you were 6-2 at one point,
and then they got hurt basically.
Yeah, and you want to go 2-7 on us. That's tough.
What are the other insiders saying? Whether it's Diana Rossini, Graziano, Fowler.
So the general thought now is it appears that Rossini was one of the ones who referenced this too, that Aaron Glenn is going to get another shot. He's not going to be Gerard Mayo. That had been Armando Salguera, who's the Miami reporter. But he's very connected around the league and is generally thought of as like a pretty strong reporter. He had said that there was a thought that it was going to be a Gerard Mayo situation and that Glenn would go one and done. That looks like the Jets are going to give him another shot. The buzz has been that Bowles will get another year, and everything seems to be trending towards Pete Carroll's out with the Raiders, which would open up a job that I don't know who wants to take the Raiders gig with just how much that has been a disaster since Mark Davis took over.
I mean,
number one pick.
If you like Fernando,
number one pick in a draft where it's not like generational talents like that. It's not very top heavy.
No, it's not. But I mean, it's got a quarterback. If you like him,
some reports that Tom Brady is interested in. Oh, now it's going to Flores as the head coach,
and the one
Daboll. Daboll's the OC. And he's trying to go ahead and put together that staff first.
Weren't they both guys who he had worked with in New England?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he loves Josh McDaniels. Boomerang him back to the Raiders. Figure things out.
I don't hate that getting Flores and Daboll. Like that's
man.
I don't think I'm not trusting Brian Flores to work as the head of my organization. That's just me. I feel like he's just too rough around the edges. Something's going to happen. He could sue me. I don't know. I'm keeping him as a defensive coordinator, as great as I think he is. I would love him here. I don't know, but Brady may think he can control him, knows him very well, and Brady may want a hard ass.
Wasn't that their problem too with McDaniels and Antonio Pierce? They're kind of jerks or whatever, like they're too rough around the edges.
I saw Antonio Pierce's name circulating like giant rumors. I'm like, get out of here. Yeah, right. Are you kidding me? Please.
Name is
he was a captain. He was a captain for the Giants. They love their New York guys.
Ian Rappaport saying teams are doing Phillip Rivers head coaching homework. Riley Leonard looked good yesterday, by the way, starting for Indy. He looked pretty decent.
You know what Rivers was able to do at just off the couch and just go out there and play serviceable.
Oh, totally surprising to me.
Absolutely.
Stunned me. That cost me money, too.
To me, that shows a level of intelligence of the game. This guy could coach it. Like I don't care that he's coaching high school. I mean, I don't know that I would just hire him.
Right.
But I don't think it would be like crazy to say, oh, I could see him being a good football coach.
And this is just making Cowboy fans more and more irate with the names that kind of trickle out. The fact that the Falcons did it yesterday, people wanted Eberflus left in the Meadowlands, in the swamps of New Jersey. Yeah. And then, do we have the clip from Brian Schottenheimer saying 10 to 12 days? I actually have to go ahead and hear this. I need to hear it for myself.
I hadn't found it in the list of cuts yet. I was playing them during one of the breaks.
Were you there in the presser?
Yeah.
You there? So go ahead and describe it.
Yeah, so basically he was asked about when he'll be making some of the big decisions to end the year. And Eberflus was mentioned to that, but it was a discussion of, hey, when are you going to be making changes? So he basically started saying, the review process, we do player interviews, we do this and that, the whole process of figuring out who's back, who's not, we'll probably complete that in about 10 to 12 days. So I think he was saying just the whole process of evaluating the organization is 10 to 12 days.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that people aren't getting fired on day 4.
Schotty was asked what the priorities are for this 7-9-1 team.
Again, I think there's going to be a number of them. But, again, at this time I'm going to, think about the guys in that locker room. I'm going to go love on them some more and tell them how much I care about them because I appreciate how much they put into this season. And then, we have time to get into that, and like I said to Clarence, we're going to start that on the plane. And but there's a number of issues that we need to address, and we'll do that.
So these are the names coming out. People are talking about Stefanski getting another job quick. 2-time coach of the year. Didn't work out with Deshaun. And then
he's a 2-time coach of the year?
I think he won it twice.
Yeah, he did.
He's a good football. If he gets another job in a heartbeat, it wouldn't bother me. It just didn't work there in Cleveland for whatever reason. And of course, I know what the reason is. Quarterback wasn't any good.
Well, it's Cleveland. Cleveland is just kind of one of those organizations that it feels like there's nothing that's shifted enough in terms of the way that they approach things for you to consistently win there.
He didn't handle the Shedeur thing right. Maybe he did. It didn't seem like he did.
Let me how so?
Well, I mean, he didn't give him hardly any snaps in the preseason, even. In the preseason.
He played preseason games because everybody's talking about, oh my gosh, look at him.
He played that one half against Carolina. Right?
He was the third string quarterback. Other quarterbacks came out and talked about you don't get any practice reps. People forget. People have conveniently forgotten that he was taken behind Gabriel.
I know.
They just were.
Absolutely.
877-881-1053, 877-881-1053 about RJ Choppy going back to the Cowboys. Breaking news, Kevin Stefanski is out. You were making a running back decision based upon this game?
Yeah, it wasn't even based on the game. It was based on one drive. It was one drive of Jaden Blue, the two big runs. And I'm ready to say, nah, to Javonte Williams for next year. And just let him have it. Now, it's risky. I get it because, as Bobby has mentioned, Blue does not pick up blocks very well. He's not a very patient runner yet. He's got a lot to learn.
Doesn't sound like he's been the best pro.
Doesn't sound like he's been the best pro. I don't really care about that. Are you talented? That's it. Are you talented or not? I don't care if you love the football. I don't care if you're a good pro. Now, listen, if Javonte goes on the open market and nobody, because I think I saw his market value, whatever it's worth on Spotrac, was like $7.4 million. All right. Is that about what you expect Bobby him to get?
Say it again. How much?
7.4.
No.
More?
I would think I like maybe with some incentives he would get that. I would think he's probably going to be more in the range of like 6.
Okay. I mean, if he doesn't get that, if his market isn't there, and you could bring him back for $4 million, then I would absolutely bring him back because that's not a crazy amount of money. But this is a team that needs to have they need bodies. There are a lot of things they need, and do they want to spend $4, $5, $6, $7 million on a running back? If you can get them back at 4, I'd be into it.
They've shown, as I said last week, with Rico and Jaden Blue, they have practiced and executed the running back replacement philosophy that you've been talking about for years. They did it. It's just you fall in love with someone like I'm in love with Javonte, and then my feelings start to get in the way.
Right, absolutely.
He's young.
The Rangers did this with starting pitchers for years. From Mike Minor to Lance Lynn to, God, who am I missing? I mean, they did like 6 guys in a row the Rangers did this with, right? Starting pitchers.
Yeah.
Gibson. They just kept doing it, and they kept getting these pitchers at the very end off the scrap heap. They did well. You could flip them. I think you could do that with running back. Especially, I like Malik Davis.
Man, he's got a case for $8 million, I think.
Javonte?
Yeah. I'll give you some running back salary starting at 10.
And do you want to pay $8 million?
No.
Yeah,
I don't want to pay 8.
The question is the running style and how he's already had injury history. And so that's why I think people are going to ding him.
Aaron Jones is at 10. James Conner's 9.5. David Montgomery's 9. Ramondre is 9. Genty is 9. Mixon is 8.5. Chuba is 8.3. DeAndre Swift, 8. Pollard, 7.25. Jalen Warren, 5.9. Singletary, 5.5. Bijan, 5.4. Najee Harris, so now we're in the 5s, and if you talk about Devin Singletary, Najee Harris, Tony Pollard, Chuba Hubbard, Joe Mixon right now, we're talking north of 7.
If he were to get 8, his contract would be structured to where a team could bail after the first year, I think. Because teams will look at it and they'll just say, all right, if we're going to give you this money, though, you got to be able to show it to us a little bit because we don't know that you can stay healthy.